We've driven the 2020 Chevrolet Silverado HD and the GMC Sierra HD. We've driven the 2020 Ram Heavy Duty as well. And now finally, the last truck that needed to be redesigned for 2020 is here. This is the new 2020 Ford Super Duty. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, Aaron, that can't be the 2020. It looks just like the 2019. Yeah, it kind of does. It's very similar. But I assure you, Ford has done its homework and has spent a considerable amount of money, not on the things that you can see, but on everything that's underneath. No, don't go looking at the headline again, and don't hit that back button. I know, it doesn't look any different than the 2019 model, but I assure you that this is indeed the 2020. It has a new grille and headlights, some slightly different bumpers, new wheels, and a couple of new colors, but no, it really doesn't look any different from the outside than the outgoing model. Hey, you want crazy, wacky styling changes? I'm sure there's a Chevrolet dealer near you that has some pretty hefty discounts on a new 2020 Silverado right now. People apparently like the way the Super Duty looks, given the continued sales supremacy that the truck enjoys. At least Ford had better hope they do, because what you see here is what dealers will be stuck with for the next several years at least. On the inside, it's the same situation. It pretty much looks the same as the old one. No big improvements to the materials, no fancy new 12-inch vertical displays, no crazy lighting schemes, not even any unusual colors. The Platinum gets some nicer materials, and I have to say the King Ranch interior still looks sumptuous in brown. There is some new technology, however, with the arrival of Ford's pretty amazing Pro Trailer Backup Assist to help you not only connect to a trailer, but also to help you drive with it behind you. No, you can't make the trailer disappear in the rearview display like you can with the Chevrolet system, but you can't steer the entire truck and trailer combination with a simple knob on the dash in a Silverado. Now you can in a Ford. And now you can do it with a gooseneck trailer as well, something you couldn't do before. There's even something called trailer reverse guidance that helps suggest your next moves when backing up your rig. Pro Trailer Backup Assist takes some preparation of the trailer before you can use it, and it does require you to purchase some extra equipment, but man, this system turns any novice into a professional truck driver with very little drama. It's worth whatever Ford is charging for it in peace of mind alone. So it doesn't look different outside, it really doesn't look different inside. Where the heck did Ford spend all the redesign development money? They spent it on the underside. They spent it on this, an all-new 7.3-liter gasoline V8 engine, making it best-in-class 430 horsepower and 475 pounds-feet of torque. And they spent it on this, a revised third-generation Powerstroke 6.7-liter turbo diesel V8, making it best-in-class 475 horsepower and a whopping 1,050 pounds-feet of torque. And they spent it on a brand new 10-speed automatic transmission with 3 overdrive gears, up to 6 drive modes, and an available powered takeoff with a best-in-class maximum of 300 pounds-feet of torque when paired with the diesel engine. So what's all that do for the new Super Duty? Well, it lets Ford claim a whole bunch of best-in-class ratings, like best-in-class payload capacity of 7,850 pounds with the standard 6.2-liter gas V8. Best-in-class maximum gooseneck towing of 37,000 pounds, best-in-class fifth wheel towing of 32,500 pounds, and best-in-class bumper towing of 24,200 pounds when you get the diesel engine. But 2 of these claims are predicated on you buying an F450 Super Duty, which is not really a common model in 2019. The F250 and F350 were much more popular. The F250 and 350 can also claim some best-in-segment ratings, from best gooseneck maximum towing to best dually payload ratings, but honestly, best-in-class numbers don't impress me much. I'm much more interested in how the vehicles drive and operate, and given the big powertrain and suspension changes Ford has made, that's where we focused our attention. And it must be said, both of the new engines are fantastic. The new 7.3-liter tows like a champ and made it up to the 10-speed automatic. It feels powerful and responsive in all conditions. I admittedly wasn't towing anywhere near the Super Duty's maximum ratings, but the trailers on hand from Ford were indeed representative of what people normally tow with these trucks. From 9,000-pound horse trailers to 11,000-pound campers, neither powertrain had so much as a hiccup in its performance. The superior towing powertrain is, of course, the 6.7-liter diesel engine, mostly due to its superior engine braking abilities when negotiating a downhill stretch. But the new 7.3-liter gas engine is no slouch either and would serve well an owner who occasionally tows, but doesn't want to splurge on the pricey diesel engine option. And when the trucks are empty, both engines are fantastic performers. The diesel especially is more responsive than before, now offering some forward thrust with non-existent turbo lag and lightning-fast, smooth downshifts. Both engines are also surprisingly quiet, even under load up a hill. It's clear that powertrain refinement was a goal for the new Super Duty engineers, and they've succeeded admirably. Now, the bigger difference in towing performance came when I switched from a conventional Super Duty to one equipped with the new Tremor off-road package. What's a Tremor? Well, unlike before, when the Tremor name was used on an F-150 to denote a special performance version of the truck, it's now a trim package that you can add onto an XLT, Lariat, Limited, Platinum, or King Ranch Super Duty. Ford has cooked this up for the off-road truck enthusiast buyer, the recreationist, one who takes their Super Duty, adds a bunch of parts, and turns it into a bro-dozer. You know, one of those big off-road trucks with enormous wheels and tires, a lifted suspension, often seen blowing big black clouds of soot out the diesel exhaust pipes. Well, Ford isn't going to help you screw up your emissions, but now they're offering something that gets you one step closer to a factory bro-dozer. That's the new 2020 Tremor package. This thing is aimed squarely at the Ram Power Wagon and the GMC Sierra HD AT4. Ford bills it as both a workhorse and an adventure rig, something able to tow like an HD truck should, but also play like a lot of people increasingly want it to play. You can add the package to various trim levels as long as it's a 4x4 single rear wheel crew cab model with a 6 3/4 foot bed. Like the Ram Power Wagon, it features big tires, 35-inch Goodyear Wrangler Duratracs here, mounted on 18-inch matte black wheels. It gets a front and rear end lift, progressive rate springs, and custom 1.7-inch piston twin-tube shocks. You get a locking rear differential with electronic shift-on-the-fly engagement and a Dana limited slip front diff. A 12,000-pound Warn winch can be fitted to the front bumper from the factory. And unlike the Ram Power Wagon, you can get a Super Duty Tremor package with a diesel engine. Ram won't let you do that since their winch placement screws up the plumbing for the Cummins diesel engine. So how do the modifications to the new Super Duty work as a Tremor? Well, you can tow with it, given that it has all the excellent powertrain upgrades that the other Super Duty trucks have, but it's not as happy as the other models in doing so. The front end is lighter, the suspension is softer, and it's really not at home as a towing rig. Instead, it's really meant to boost the Super Duty's off-road ability, and it does this really quite well. We drove an example through some impressively challenging rock quarry terrain that one wouldn't assume a big, portly, heavy-duty truck could negotiate. But thanks to a combination of parts, like the big dampers, tires, and a novel forward-facing and 360-degree camera screen, you could take a tremorized Super Duty through some really tight obstacles and over some completely blind hills with confidence. The Tremor also comes with trail control that acts as a kind of off-road cruise control. It helps you maintain speed both going down a hill and back up it again. That can be useful when you want to focus on maintaining a line over a challenging obstacle and not have to worry about throttle inputs. It also features a rock crawl mode meant for making easy work of boulder fields, but I found that it didn't dampen the throttle inputs quite enough to smooth out the jerks and starts. Still, the changes that Ford has made for the Tremor package are impressive and will give the Power Wagon and Sierra AT4 a good run for the money, well, at least until they encounter an obstacle that sees the Power Wagon lock its front axle as well. For 2020, new Super Duties can be had at a variety of price points, depending on how nice and well equipped you want your truck. They start at a low of $35,300, including destination, for a base F-250 XL model, and can stretch all the way up to $92,125 for a well-equipped Ford F-450 Limited. It won't be uncommon to see trucks like this one going for the $60,000 to $80,000 range, which is sadly common for today's big heavy-duty trucks. So if you're looking for the latest flashy gee-whiz technology or a great big connectivity screen or even a super luxurious interior, you're probably going to have to look somewhere else other than your Ford dealer for 2020 because Ford didn't focus on those areas in improving the new Super Duty. The areas they did focus on, however, are fantastic. Those new powertrains are tremendous and the capabilities of the new 2020 Super Duty are formidable. If you'd like to learn more about the new 2020 Ford Super Duty, you can see everything at Cars.com.